We had a couple almost connections between Graham and Good, Graham and Dinolfi, which could have led to some big plays. Graham overthrew a few receivers, but for the most part, played a very solid first half. Graham, Dinolfi, Haley, and the usual suspects playing a good game. But then, so CB East.
Yeah, neither team is really hurting themselves. Neither team is making mistakes. They're not beating themselves. They're playing really a nice conservative brand of football. They're taking their shots, and if they're not there, they're content to rely on their defenses to stop the other team. And so far, it's been a real effective strategy for both teams.
Yeah, like I said, 7-3, and both teams playing a defensive struggle. 7-3 game, a great night for football. Very little wind. Wind is not a factor here at Roosevelt Field, but the lights pumping out mega wattage of almost daytime-esque feel, which I guess if you're going to play a night game, you want to have those lights.
Yeah, makes it a lot easier to see the ball, Dave.
Yeah, as I was kind of formulating that last paragraph in my mind, I was kind of thinking where I was going to go with it. And I finally decided on the thesis. My operating thesis was that night games with lights are better than night games without, because otherwise, how could one see?
Yeah, well, that would have been a great thesis. I don't really think you would have had much opposition.
No.
There wouldn't have been very many papers countering that philosophy.
No.
It may have been hard to get funding for a study on that one. But then again, hey, you know, the United States government, they might want to throw some money at you and really test that proposition.
Yeah, I got to tell you, with the way government's been throwing money around with some of these grants and some of these ventures, I think my study on the pros and cons of lights at night athletic events might have some grassroots support.
You're going to hear the fans roaring as the Eagles re-enter the field. The student body has really started to turn out now. We have a real nice crowd. Students have really starting to take a shine to this team. And again, it's just a great bunch of kids. The community should really come out and support these guys. Again, solid team, great work ethic. The kids are disciplined, and they're really putting their heart out there representing Noristown community in the best way possible.
And, Rich, you know, you said it great. You couldn't have said it any better. The stadium holds thousands. There are a few hundred fans here tonight, and a few hundred who are loud and proud and strong. But we need more of you out here. We need a crowd that's willing to lay it on the line, just as your gridiron heroes are willing to lay it on the line for you, for your entertainment, not only here at historic Roosevelt Field, named for Theodore Roosevelt and the Rough Riders, but also laying it on the line for those of you at home who are watching us on Comcast Channel 27, or those of you who are watching us in far-off locales such as Prague or Sydney, Australia, or even Antarctica if you have good web connections.
We even have a few fans in the Philippines, former teachers who've left and are living abroad and now try and catch up with Noristown Football via the web.
Well, at www.nasd.k12.pa.us. Checking us out on vodcast. You can check out commercials for all sorts of student activities, all sorts of student events. And don't get us wrong, we're not just saying to come out and support football. We want you to support all sorts of Noristown events. We want you to come and we want you to see our athletic director, Mr. Chuck Knowles, and we need you to buy a Suburban One season pass so you can check out slam dunking, rim busting, glass shattering basketball action, courtesy of our boys, courtesy of our girls. We need you to come out and check out volleyball. We've got a lot of good things going on at the high school. Our field hockey team's playing well. You come, you make it happen. Come check us out.
Yeah, we're really rebuilding the wrestling program. The baseball program is trying to make leaps and bounds after having had a couple of down years. We're basically looking to bring the community support back to Noristown. Once was great, proud sporting program, recently has fallen a little bit by the wayside as community support has waned. We're looking for you to become part of your high school and really turn things around. And as you come out, I think our kids will come out and it'll become just something that feeds on each other. So come on out, have a good time, enjoy the game. Instead of sitting home and watching Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah, come on out and watch those kids and see the excitement that they can bring.
How many times can you watch Ellen? If you've seen one show, you've seen them all, but every NASD sporting event is a different day. It's a different excitement. It's a different thrill. the thrill of the moment, the visceral heat of the action. You don't get that with Ellen. You don't. I know. I've seen Ellen more than once.
I definitely haven't had visceral heat from Ellen. But I might not be the right gender.
Perhaps not. And on that scary and disturbing note, we bring it back in the realm of football mania. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're playing fantasy football at home, and if you've not put Matt Booker on your roster, and you've not signed Sheldon Mayer, there's still time to make a trade. Make it happen. Get rid of the backup tailback from CB West or Northeast Catholic and pick up Mayer. He's the hot pick this season. I'm predicting big things in the second half.
Yeah, I think Sheldon Mayer is going to be the Maurice Jones-Drew of this year's team. Kind of someone who was, looked at upon as a rookie that would maybe get in there, do a little bit, learn and develop, and be able to take over when Matt Booker graduates this year. But he's really stepped forward, providing the breather and allowing Matt to get his wind back from busting off those long runs and providing the Eagles with that extra threat out of the backfield.
Right. And when you're 205 pounds at only 5'8", you need a rest every now and again. I mean, Isaac Newton and then gravity, that'll get you.
Well, I think maybe Matt is working in a different gravitational pull or different orbit. He might be a little closer to the sun, so therefore
That's true.
The gravity might be a little stronger where he works or where he walks. So that weight may be accounted for in that stronger gravitational pull.
Perhaps he's on Mercury, but then wasn't Mercury the famed Roman page of the gods who was winged feet?
He's the winged
and
feet,
swift
right?
Speed. So perhaps there's something going. Perhaps our Mercury theory has validity. Perhaps not. Who can say? What we can say with 100% certainty is that Eagles football is about to kick off, and we're going to have some football action for you in approximately 8 seconds with Sam Kellijor doing the kickoff. And Kellijor makes the tackle after a disappointing let-up on special teams there for the Eagles.
Yeah, our punt and kick coverage teams have struggled a little this evening. They seem to really be attacking the middle of the field, not really trying to swerve or dodge or set up anything on the outside, but really just taking it right to the Eagles up the middle of the field and seeing what they can get, and hopefully something will pop for them. They've come very close on a couple of plays. Fortunately, the last line of Eagles defense has come in there and made a play.
And kicker Sam Kellijor made the play on that one. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Just a bit outside.
To borrow from Bob Euchre.
Yeah,
he kind of threw that one Donovan McNabb style of the last couple games. He was a little bit low with it and a little bit wide of his receiver.
The number 20, Baxter Willington, doesn't quite come up with that one.
Yeah, I guess Baxter couldn't get his gadget arms to extend on that play.
Certainly not. I'll borrow from Bob Euchre. You borrow from Don Adams. It's 2nd down and 10 in the shotgun. And here come the Eagles. 34, Booker stays at home and makes the play. Big hit!
Stands his ground, gets low, and makes the tackle for basically a gain of a half a yard.
Booker could not have played that one any better, and he just lowers the boom on Corey Klein.
Yeah, he really got down low, but then again, that probably wasn't a problem for the 5'8" Booker.
Booker uses his leverage and his size to his advantage at that one, and he puts Corey Klein down, burying him with a crushing blast.
Curtis Haley making some penetration, chasing down the quarterback, who's going back across the field. Eagles pick it off by Alex Dinalfi.
Dinalfi's still on his feet. Great play all around. Curtis Haley chases him down. Big hit. Good
down to
play.
the 36 of the CB East Patriots there, Dave.
Dinalfi, great run back, good vision, good concentration too. Got his hands up, looked the ball in, ran it back. The Eagles are on the move.
I'm sure the Patriots coach is not real happy with his quarterback choosing that receiver, throwing back across the field. He's not exactly what we would call cannon-armed, and
No.
he floated that ball up there, allowing the Eagles to react and take that ball, pick it off.
And Booker, no gain. But 2nd and 10, and you're right, Rich, that was basically the old Yeefus pitch, where you would take it and just hurl it up high and try to drop it down into the strike zone. Didn't work there.
Yeah, it looked like that ball had a little bit of frost on it. It went so high and floated so long. Fortunately, Alex Dinolfi was there, read the play, got over, got the ball on the deflection by primary defender, and brought it back for a real nice return of about 35 yards.
Graham takes it 2nd and 10. No gain. Eagles have got to get a little more aggressive with their play calling here. They don't want to get complacent. I mean, it's not like they have a 30-point lead. It's only 7-3 with 9:57 left to go in the 3rd quarter. They've got to throw the ball.
Well, we'd like to see them open the field up a little bit. They were real effective in the first half when they went long with that one ball. It brought the safeties back into coverage, kept them out of the box, forced the linebackers to respect some of the play calling. Seems like those linebackers are sucking back in, looking for that run up the middle. It might be a good time for Coach E.J. Smith to spread them out and make them respect the speed of Norristown.
Good call, 3rd down.
Looked like we had a broken play on that one.
We're trying to spread the field with the wide receiver screen, but to no avail. It's going to bring up 4th and 10 for the Eagles.
Yeah, it looked like either Alex Dinolfi missed that play or Russ Graham missed the play. Alex took off well without the ball, and Russ laid it out there for him, but Alex was already about 7 yards downfield.
They're going for it here on 4th down, Rich. What do you think about
Yeah,
this?
I like the aggressive play calling. Again, we're at the 35, 36-yard line. You know, you're only going to gain maybe 15 yards with a punt. Let's do it. I mean, our defense has shown that they're stout and they're stopping the Patriots. Let's go for it.
Graham has it, 4th down. Graham drops back. Graham's going to take off. Graham is going to fall short of the 1st down. Pick up a back.
He had one more defender to beat there. A guy made a leg tackle, number 20 for the Patriots.
Baxter Whittington.
Other than that, it looked like Russ really made a good call there, taking off with the ball. The rush had come, and they were blowing past him. He stepped up into the pocket. He saw open ground, made a couple of cuts, made a couple defenders miss, but he was just unable to get past that last defender.
If he'd been able to do it and break that last level, he was off.
He would have been down probably inside the 15 for sure, because there was a lot of open space past that fella.
Klein has backs in the eye. 1st down for the Patriots from the 30. Klein, handoff, cut back. Big gain. Big gain for number 3, Matt Spencer. Spencer rips off a 40-yard gain.
Down to the 31 of the Eagles. The Eagles have been really sucking up. They're showing no respect for the passing game. They had no safeties in. Everybody was in the box. Basically, there was a lot of congestion. The running back cut it back to the outside, and once he did, there was nothing but daylight as all the defenders sucked up into the play. And the result was that 40-yard gain.
Big gain for Spencer. The Eagles can't give up too many more of them. They're going to have to play more disciplined football. And Haley makes a play right up the middle. Don't run into the teeth of that Eagles defense.
Yeah, again, we see Curtis making a play a yard behind the line. The running back broke his tackle, but by then the Eagles were swarming him, and he just got back to the line of scrimmage.
If I were CB East, I would be trying to run those off-tackle plays instead of going for the dives and ISOs up the middle. They're not getting anything up the middle, but they are getting when they're going off-tackle. The pitches aren't working because Norristown's too fast. The dives aren't working because Norristown's defensive line's staying at home. But off-tackle, they found and exploited a soft spot in the Eagles' defense.
Yeah, I'm probably, if I'm the Patriots defense, I'd start thinking traps and misdirections. Trying to get those Eagles linemen to shift and move and get them out of position, get them flowing the wrong direction.
And that's exactly what they did there with a pickup of 7 on a trap. Pickup of 7 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. Nguyen coming in to spell George Washington.
Yeah, the Eagles are rotating some linemen and some linebackers in and out of the play. Trying to get some fresh feet on the field. This is a big play here. 3rd and 2 at the Eagles 22.
A stop here would really be a psychological boost for the Eagles.
Probably looking at a 2-down territory for the Patriots. Eagles defense stands stout. It doesn't look like they got the first on 3rd down.
No, he didn't get it. 4th and 1.
Yeah, he's got 4th and 1. Let's see what the Patriots do on this play. Do they trust their field goal kicker, or are they going to go for it?
In high school football, it's very rare to find a coach who would trust a field goal kicker from this distance. Most field goal kickers in high school are converted soccer players, not necessarily dedicated kickers for a particular team. I'm betting they go for it.
It's looking like they're going for it.
It's the call to make. It's what you have to do.
All right, this is a real big play now for the Eagles defense. They really need to step up, stop them here, and change this momentum back. And they got the first down.
And a lot more.
And he's breaking it down to the 11-yard line.
Gut check time for the Eagles now here with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. That hurts the Eagles, Rich. 6 minutes and 49 seconds, 7-3 Noristown, but CB East is on the move. That set it up. Was set up by that big run by number 3, Matt Spencer, but Devin Passman just ripped off a nice gain off tackle. So Klein has him, backs in the eye, 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Oh!
And there's a loose ball. Oh, they're going to say the ground caused the fumble.
I don't know. From here, Rich, and like you said, the refs have a better view. They have a better vantage point. It looked like that ball was coming out before he went down.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It definitely came loose on the contact of the ground, but it may have been, he may have lost possession of that one because the hit was a devastating. I didn't see the number of the player. He came through like a missile.
It happened too
and
fast.
Really put the helmet to the player. Oh!
Almost. Mike Good makes a heroic, towering leap into the stars.
He was trying to do a little of the tap drill there, if you noticed. He put his hand up, knew he wasn't going to be able to pull it in, tried to tap it back to the safety or linebacker coming back on the play, but was just unable to get enough of the ball to get it back there.
Excellent play by Mike Good, whose leap there put the Apollo missions, all of them, to shame.
That really shows that they're thinking of their teammates, not trying to make the sensational play, but just trying to play taps.
Yep.
Something that's a regular football drill all the way up through pee-wee ball. It's really nice to see players thinking on the field, not just reacting.
And Mike Good did a good job of thinking there. He could have tried. There are several things he could have tried to do. He could have tried to be a hero and go for the interception. He tried to tap it to his teammates, setting up a big return. They didn't get it, but it was nice and close. A bewildering timeout here by the Patriots. I cannot even fathom this.
Well, it's 2nd and 14.
3rd and 14.
Third.
3rd and 14. I don't even get it.
Yeah, well, you know, you want to make sure that you don't make a mistake here. You want to remind your quarterback not to make a foolish throw like he did in that last series. You tell him, look, we need to be safe with the ball. We're within field goal range, and at that point, we're just a field goal away from winning this game if we can continue to hold the Eagles.
But, Rich, I think that with timeouts, at a premium, and this is going to be a close game, why do you use one here? Why do you burn one when the clock's stopped and you already have a chance to talk to your team? Well, I think that this is a call that could possibly come back to burn CB East.
Potentially, but I really think the coach is making a safe play here and just reminding his team to be safe with the ball. That's the way this game's been played all night. They're playing possession and field position, and let's not make any mistakes here. Let's take care of the ball, and if we don't get it in the end zone or don't get a first down, secure ourselves so that we can kick that field goal.
Well, I guess we'll see the level of wisdom of that timeout call right here on 3rd and 14.
Yeah, he may be the wizard from the Harry Potter books and have cooked up a fabulous offensive play, although from the results we just saw, That wasn't the case.
If by fabulous you mean horrible, you're right. That was a disaster. I don't even, like I said, Rich, you call a timeout there to throw it right into the middle of the Eagles' vaunted defensive line.
Well, in that case, in that situation, you're in two-down territory again. You're looking at 3rd and 14. You're looking to maybe break off a chunky yardage so that you can potentially score a touchdown if you get it in close. You know, they're going to go for the field goal now. And they have a very dependable kicker there.
Yeah.
He's very accurate. He converts, so it's a 7-6 game.
7-6 game, 5 minutes and 3 seconds here to go in the third quarter. Noristown Eagles 7, Patriots 6.
It's a real big play there by Marcus Robbins, number 65. He's taking the cue from Curtis Haley and stepping into the middle of the line there and shutting it down. Excellent play by Marcus.
And that's what they have to do. They're backing each other up. They're playing consistent football, and the defensive line has been a marked strength for the Noristown Eagles. The Eagles are going to get the ball back here, and we're going to see if their offense can get a little more going than they did on their last drive.
Well, last time when the Patriots scored a field goal, the Eagles answered right back and just marched down the field with alacrity.
Alacrity. Good GRE word right there.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Every day should be an educational day, and every place should be an educational place.
The world is our classroom, Rich. The world is our classroom. Incidentally, you get 3 AP credits just for watching the broadcast here on Comcast Channel 27.
Well, maybe not getting credits, but we'll certainly prepare you to get those
credits. We'll certainly prepare you. We do our part. As number 2, Peter Benz kicks it off. It's going to be a short kick, going to be fielded by 11. Good. And Good brings it to the Noristown 38. Was that a mistake or was that intentional?
Looked like the kicker may have just mishit it and figured, you know what, we're gonna pooch kick it. We're not gonna put it in the dangerous hands of Sheldon Mayer or any of the others, like Eagles' illustrious defender or returners, and we'll take our chance with the up men and put it up short where we can maybe contain them and keep them under control.
Yeah, I guess that's what you have to assume that was a mistake because the field goal was so well kicked. Graham under center, single back. Graham drops back. Graham's going to roll out. Graham almost throws a pick.
Well, it looked like Alex Dinolfi broke that pattern off. Russ was figuring he was going to run an out, and Alex turned it upfield. Russ threw the out, and basically we had a really ugly-looking play on that one.
Yeah, a little miscommunication between Dinolfi and Graham. They're going to have to get that chemistry back together because they're going to need to connect a few times here in the second half if the Eagles are going to pull this one out.
Yeah, the Patriots' defense has really stiffened and has stymied the Noristown passing game. With other than a couple of random plays here and there, we haven't really been able to put anything together on a consistent basis.
Mayer rips one off tackle. Mayer's going to break it to the outside. Mayer's going to pick up about 7 yards on second down. It's going to bring up third and about 3 for the Noristown Eagles. Some nice running. Mayer seeing a spot. Mayer exploiting some opportunities. Mayer breaking it for 7.
Yeah, Mayer's a real shifty runner. He doesn't allow defenders to set themselves and make a nice hard hit on him. He's constantly moving. He's back and forth, and they don't really know which direction. So when he gets out there in open space, nobody's looking forward to trying to tackle him one-on-one.
You can't.
They're just looking to contain him and get a whole bunch of bodies on him.
Right. The 50-50's just been called, and Graham is under center. Graham running the option. Graham pitching it out wisely to 21, Ron Davis, and Davis takes it easily for the first down. Interesting to do an option with your fullback, but Davis has got some speed on him. He's primarily known for his punishing Beowulf hits, but he brings it outside there and busts one open.
Yeah, Ron's another one of our size mysteries. He's listed at 5'8", 195. Again, 5'8" being a generous estimate. But he's a punishing runner with a real low center of gravity. Doesn't give you a lot to hit.
No.
So you really have to get low to make the contact and to bring Ron Davis down.
Graham drops back. Graham's going to have to run this one, and he's got plenty of room.
Oh, nice
Graham,
cutback by Russ.
Nice cutback by Russell. Graham picks up the first down.
Really made some people miss on that play.
When life gives you lemons, Rich, what do?
You make lemonade,
you
Dave.
Got it. And that was cold and refreshing.
Yeah, Russ really made a good read there. The line gave him good protection. They forced the defenders outside. He was able to step up in the pocket. The receivers all ran clear out routes, and that pretty much gave Russ about 10 yards of open space, which he capitalized on and created a first down. The Eagles are really marching the ball now.
Wide open spaces. Good job, Russ Graham. Graham brings him under center. He's got two backs with Booker up and Mayer as the deep man. Graham hands it to Mayer. Mayer, nice shifty cut up the middle. Gain of about 2 or 3.
Yeah, it looks like he made it down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, pick up about 4.
Sheldon was really running hard. There was a lot of traffic in there. There wasn't a lot of room. He got through that initial defender and got into the line, just buried his head and did the smart thing. Didn't try to stretch it out wide and make more than was there. Just put his head down and burrowed ahead to get as much as he could.
And with 2:30 here to go in the third quarter, it's Noristown Eagles 7, CB East Patriots 6. Graham under center, single back. Here comes the option. Nothing doing for Graham there. They saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to break the play off on his own there. The Eagles were running a 4 wide receiver set. They had everybody spread out wide, trying to clear out again the field, take the defenders down. Russ looked like he was going to try and shift it back, cut it back, and go on his own, get the flow of the defense going.
Yeah.
To one side going to the north and then cut it back to the south. He was unable to break the defender's tackle and basically picked up a small gain, maybe a half a yard.
Minimal gain. Graham's going to have 2 backs with Mayer deep again. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Noristown Eagles.
And Coach Smith has shown that this is 2-down territory for the Eagles. He's not one to try and go for the long field goal. He's basically going to say, you know what, we're going to take 2 downs and we're going to try and jam it down your throat and make a big play happen. If it doesn't, hey, we're at your end of the field. You're going to have to march it again the whole field.
And with the Eagles defense playing the way it's been playing, who can blame them? It's a 7-6 game. It's a real pitcher's duel, and both defenses are playing well. So you go for it here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we've shown, excuse me, they've shown that they can convert. They've had a little difficulty since the first quarter, but they're doing a fine job. And again, the Eagles defense has played very stout, very stonewall, with the exception of that last drive. And even then, they're still not giving up the big play.
That's right. And with the band a cooking, Graham says, if you be my bodyguard, I will be your long-lost pal. But he overthrows him just a bit. Denalfi was wide open. Denalfi, wide open spaces, just like that Dixie Chicks song. Whoa. Wide open, and Graham just could not get the ball to him.
Just a little bit overthrowing. Again, we've talked about Russ. He has a really strong arm. I think Russ needs to learn a little on the finesse side, but wow, what a cannon he's got.
What a cannon. Denalfi got amazing separation on that play.
Yeah, definitely the Patriots lost coverage on that one. Alex was wide open. It's just a shame the Eagles couldn't take advantage. Russ had the right thought, going to the end zone, going after Denalfi, just unable to execute.
Almost there, but Klein brings him under center. Backs in the eye. First down, Patriots. You Can Call Me Al is still playing.
Yeah, you know, it's a beautiful thing. When I think football, I think Paul Simon.
No, you're right, a little Graceland.
And when I'm thinking Paul Simon, I'm thinking, you can call me Al.
You can call me Al, right? Man walks down the street saying, why am I short on attention? I got a short little span of attention. Tan of suspension? What's that?
Or
Who
that.
knows? Who knows? Another 50-50 ticket. We got more 50-50 tickets being called here. It's our national pastime, Rich.
In this case, if it's a second 50-50, wouldn't it actually be a 33-33?
33. Yeah, I guess you're right. Mathematics was never my strong suit, Rich, which brings us to 1st and 10. Klein brings him under center. This has been an inordinately long Yeah, it's
Finally,
about
the
time.
refs decided that, yeah, you have taken enough time. We've let you go 10 seconds past the original play
Right.
clock. So, you know, at this point, you do have to hike the ball, and we're going to have to call a penalty on you.
Maybe the time zone difference accounts for it. Is Central Bucks East in a different time zone?
They're not in a different time zone, a different county.
Different county?
I think Bucks County, you know, there's a lot of wealth in that county, and maybe, who knows?
Is it a more leisurely pace, perhaps?
Because they live in a wealthier county, they're able to afford more time on the clock.
More time. I don't know, but I guess around here, 45 seconds means 45 seconds.
I think that's what they say here at Roosevelt Field. You're not in Doylestown anymore, Dorothy.
We mean business, and when we start the clock, we start the clock.
I know my personal policy is I'm not a big fan of lateness.
Right.
I can't set it 3 seconds. Got to run it down.
And the clock has got to run down to the 3-second mark so that we can stop the clock and then start the clock. We got to keep it ticking. As it keeps ticking down, this is almost like going back in time, like with Marty McFly in the old Back to the Future movies.
Yeah, we're working on some flux capacitors there in the digital electronics class this year.
So
Hopefully we'll be able to make Doc Brown's
Doc Brown.
flux capacitor and DeLorean time machine come true.
Oh, man.
Oh, another big play
Big
by the CB.
gain. Big gain by number 5, Devin Passman, which is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. A third quarter that's been dominated by Central Bucks East, but with few points to show for it.